Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 2 of the Honda CRX SI K20Z1 build, and that's the Z1, as you can see right here. We're going to be going with the Z3 transmission, so that's the reason why the transmission is not here. We're actually waiting for it to get redone so everything's perfect, because this will be like an autocross car and kind of canyon, and so it's going to be used pretty good. So what we're going to be doing today is dropping this JDM ZC engine swap out, which has a 5-speed tranny as well, but third gear might be the synchro might be going out. So if anybody is interested in a swap or wants to know any information, that's basically what it is. I mean, car has like 200,000 miles plus, but car drove from Northern California about 12 hours, so I'm pretty sure as far as everything on here is in pretty good shape. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the battery, since you don't want to get shocked or anything from the starter or anything else. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to take off our airbox, which has a 10 right here and a 10 right there, and then just a Phillips to unscrew it. And if there's anything else, I'll come back to that. But we'll take the brake booster off. Just do the simple things, just to show you guys how easy it is. It's really not that hard. We'll take the fuel pressure regulator off from right here, just some 10 millimeters as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that, and then we'll come back and then show you some other easy stuff that you can do. All right, so now we're back. I want to show you what I did so far. I got the battery out the way. I got the stock airbox, which is 3 10 millimeter bolts. The other one's right here. I couldn't see with that one at the beginning, but took that out. There was a Phillips right here, and then just some pliers. I took off the fuel line from actually right here instead of disconnecting the 10 millimeter bolts. And then I took the brake booster off as well. So pretty simple stuff right here. So the next thing we're going to be doing is eliminating all this stuff right here. I kind of unclipped it. This is going to be going inside anyway, so I'm going to eliminate all this. I believe that's the map sensor, and then all the smog system stuff, and the fuel filter right here was going to be deleted because we're doing an inline. So I'll be taking that apart too, and then we're going to start disconnecting the harness. So basically from right here, and then take it off right here. On these clips, I believe these clip up. A lot of them are clipped in, so as you can see, that one's a clip up. Just got to pull on that. And on the other side, let me show you as well. I believe this is a pull-up clip. Yeah, so that's a pull-up clip. And then on here, looks like a push-down clip. So you'll push down on that and pull up. And then the one at the bottom as well is a pull-up clip. So you'll pull that little tab right here and then pull that out. And then also to take these tabs off, I believe you pull down. Yeah, these are the pull down, and they pull. Let me show you. So yeah, they just pull down like that. That's basically it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of all this over here, these lines, disconnect the harness, and then we'll come back and see what we're gonna do next. All right, so went ahead and took off the fuel filter. I took the line off of here, which was 7/8 wrench, and then this was a 14 millimeter. There's a couple 10s holding the bracket, and then up here was a 10 millimeter, and there's just a slit right here. And then I got my harness all disconnected, all right here. Also, I took I'll show you the 2 Phillips right here that was connected to the harness as well, so I took that off. And then let's go to the other side where I disconnected the harness as well. And then there was a 10 millimeter bolt right here that was holding it down, and one right here. So that all taken apart with the resistor box. So that's all ready. Next thing we're gonna start attacking is the air conditioning. So you got 2 lines right here. I'm just gonna use some crescent wrenches. And then I took this one kind of off already, because I just want to see if there's anything in the system. So there isn't. So I got that, and then there's a 10 millimeter bolt right here to take off. So I'm gonna take off these lines. I'm gonna get to the battery bracket. Since all this has to come out, I actually have to relocate the battery into the back because the motor is basically gonna be sitting all right here. So that has to be eliminated. Also, this fan and everything will all be eliminated. I'm gonna be running a Golf radiator, which I'll show you guys later. But right now, I'm gonna do that, take those lines off, take the bracket off, and then I'm gonna also start taking off the throttle, which is two 10mm bolts right here. And then we'll go ahead and start disconnecting the clutch line or the cable line from the transmission, and then we'll take off this 10mm ground and this one right here. So we're gonna do 2 grounds, throttle cable, clutch cable, bracket, and then AC lines. Then we'll come on back and see what else we can knock out. All right, so now I got my battery tray off, which was a 12mm right here. There's a 12mm right here, and then one right here, and then another one right there. So that took the tray out for 12mm bolts. Now I got my ground off, which is just a 10. My clutch cable, which let me show you guys just in case it was kind of confusing to you. So what you're gonna do is just slide back this boot right here, and then you're gonna kind of push down out of the little slip, which is this right here. So it'll expose that right there to be able to take that out. But first you gotta loosen the plastic piece up here. So you're gonna loosen up that, and then the other bottom plastic piece is just tapered in there, so you don't have to do anything to that. You just want to slide that up and then it'll loop out, and that's it on that. I got my throttle cable taken apart, just two 10mm right here. So the next thing that we can do, also did the ground. That was right here, simple 10mm. Next thing we got to do is, disconnect the starter. So this is a 12mm bolt right here. Sometimes they're 13s if they're aftermarket. We don't really have to disconnect that, but yeah, just this. And then we're gonna start doing our radiator hoses. So when we were doing it from the heater hoses, you wanna just cut this slight with a razor so you don't mess up, because they're copper. So they bend really easy. You don't want to mess these up right here. So we're going to take these off. And then we're going to do these hoses, top and bottom, right here. And then get the radiator out of here. I already started doing the brackets. They're 10mm. There's just 2 of them on each side. So I'll go ahead and take the radiator hoses out right now. And then that'll expose the condenser, so I can take this line off right here from the AC. And then we'll go to, basically just taking out the radiator right now and get the fans cleared, and then maybe we'll start attacking the exhaust manifold next. Just trying to keep everything as simple as possible for people who haven't done this before. So yeah, I'll just knock out the radiator hoses and fans, and then we'll come back and I guess start doing the exhaust manifold. All right, so now that we're back, just want to show you that we got the radiator all completely out. Got the fans off. Just want to show you the plugs that gonna have to take. These both are fan plugs, so this one and this one. On the actual fan side, you just lift up on the clip and these pop right out, no problem. I had to take off these 2 12mm bolts to get this fan out, and the lines that were in front of it. So that's all cleared out. I got the starter bolt taken off, or the line from the harness. So this is all free from the chassis itself. So almost everything is taking apart on the top side. All I have to do now is I'm gonna take this AC compressor off, this evap canister, take off the condenser, all out here, so we can start cleaning it up, make it look a little better. Other than that, we're gonna start doing the mounts in the front and then the mount in the back right here. So it'll just be the side mounts shift linkage, and then the axles, and I should be able to drop it. We'll go over everything just to make sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking those little things out. We'll come back after I do the mounts and everything and condenser and see what else we have to do, and then show you what we need to do after that. All right, so now we're back. Show you what I did. I got the rear mount, 3 17mm bolts I had to take out, and then I took out this little clip. Let's see, this right here for the speed sensor, so I unclipped that as well. I got the front mount bolt. It was just 17mm, 19 holding on the other side, and did the studs for the exhaust manifold, and I took out the rest of the AC parts, condenser lines, and evap, so it's starting to look a lot cleaner in here. As far as everything on top, I believe I'm finished on. Now I can go on the bottom and start taking off these axles. So we're gonna pop the wheels off real fast, 19mm, four of them on each side. We'll pop the axles, and I'm gonna show you how to do that in a little bit, and drop this cross member as well. And then we're gonna take these off. I believe those are 17mm, if not 14. And I'll make sure when I take them off, I'll let you know. As far as that, we'll drop the cross member, shift linkage, axles, and we should be able to drop this engine. So let's get to the suspension real fast, and I'm gonna show you how to break down the axles and lower ball joint so you can pop the axles out. All right, so now it's time for the axles and popping off the shift linkage. So first you want to do is take off this 32mm bolt. You might want to spray it with some JB Blaster or WD-40. You also want to make sure that this is pulled out with like a flathead or something. As far as the traction bar or the cross member, those are 2 17mm bolts right there. We're going to be taking those off. We're going to pop off this right here, 17 on both ends, and then we got a 14 for the shoehorn. Also, we have the little ball joint that we're gonna pop off. So just gonna need some, I use some wire cutters to pull them out. It's a lot easier. And then this is a 17mm bolt right here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and then we can pull out our axles. Also gonna have to pull off all this at the bottom to drop the cross member, because it's all factory under here. So not most Civics or CRXs are like that, so I'm gonna knock that out as well. And then I'll show you the shift linkage too. So the shift linkage is just a pin that you hit up, and then a 12mm bolt. We also probably gonna go ahead and knock out the 12mm and 14 on the other side for the exhaust. And then there's 2 12mm right there to finish taking off the exhaust manifold. So also gonna take that off as well. So shift linkage, exhaust, and we'll pop off these axles. And also when you're doing the lower ball joint, you want to hit it right here with a hammer if you don't have ball joint breakers. It's just, that's the simplest way. And just be careful with your threading as well, so you don't hit your ball joint and you have to get a new one. All right, so I'm gonna knock that out, and then we'll come on back and finish this swap out. All right, so now I got my headers, cross member, axles all taken apart. Now all we really need to do is just pop this mount off, and we can drop the engine. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out real fast. Other than that, just jack up the car a little bit higher, pull the motor out, and we are done for today. So let me go ahead and knock this out real fast. They are, I believe, some 19mm bolts over here, and then that should be a 17, I believe. 17's on this side. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and then we'll be back. All right guys, so the ZC is completely out. Wasn't too bad, not too much stuff to do. Like I said, it was really simple. A lot of 10s, a lot of 12s. But yeah, next video we're gonna be cleaning all this up and start doing some prep work, deleting everything that we don't need, and tucking in some wires, deleting the AC a little bit more, finish taking the exhaust off, shift linkage since we won't be using those at all, that mount, etc. But yeah, like I said, if anybody's interested in this DC engine or transmission or multi-port injection kit with the ECU or whatever, just let me know. You can hit me up on Instagram at kseriesworks. You can contact me on my email, which is honda.mike1988@gmail.com. And stay tuned, guys. Got a lot more content. If you haven't, like, share, subscribe, ring the notification, and I'll see you guys next time.